Are you making this mistake that most people make when they first start embracing their curly hair, or even within the first year? This mistake is the biggest one I have seen people make, and it may be the reason that you are unhappy with your results. Today, I'm gonna share this one change you can make to instantly feel better about your hair. I'm Delilah, and I help people with curly hair, like you, get better at caring for and styling their hair so you can simplify your routine and wear your curls with confidence. When I ask people what their biggest challenge is when it comes to styling their hair, people who are newer to embracing their natural texture, the top 3 responses I get are frizz, uneven curl pattern, and longevity or style not lasting long enough. When I dig deeper with these people and have conversations that go back and forth, 99% of the time, the problem is not their hair or the products or the techniques that they're using. It's actually their mindset and having unrealistic expectations. All of these people, what they have in common is they're trying to attain a specific goal with their hair that is just impossible. It's just not at all possible for them to ever, in any world, get to that goal that they have, for a variety of reasons, which I will get into in this video. But this is the most common thing that I come across when people come to me and tell me I need help with frizz or I need help with this. And when I dig a little deeper, really what's going on is there's a misunderstanding. There's sort of like a miscommunication. And what they are trying to achieve needs to be tweaked a little bit. Basically, they need a reality check. And I'm guessing if you're here watching this video, that's probably you too. So let's talk about how this mindset could be your biggest issue. Let's start off with frizz, because this is the #1 complaint I get about people with textured hair. Everybody wants to get rid of their frizz. Everybody fills out these surveys or emails me or comments on my posts and they say, I need help with frizz. That is by far the #1 request that people want help with. And I want you to think about when you look at other people that have textured hair. For example, you're looking at my hair right now. You can see my hair. How much frizz do you see right now? How much frizz do you notice in other people's textured hair out in the wild? Think about when you are at a grocery store, at the mall, you're at the park, wherever you are. First off, are you looking at other people's hair? Probably not, right? Because you're probably not really paying attention. Second, if you do notice somebody else's hair, are you zeroing in on the flaws of that hair? Are you like, oh wow, that hair's really frizzy, or oh, look at that uneven curl pattern. I mean, there's like these nice curls on one side and these other loose curls on the other side. More often than not, more likely, most people are not doing this, okay? So you may see frizz, but nobody else sees it, okay? I can see frizz in my hair. I've got frizz everywhere. I've got so much frizz around, like halo frizz. I've got all these, like, look at this. It's not even like defined, right? But you probably didn't even notice that because look, you can see frizz in here. It's not really noticeable because it's normal. Everybody has frizz. Everybody with textured hair has frizz. Wavy hair has frizz. Curly hair has frizz. Kinky hair has frizz. It all has frizz. It's part of having textured hair. Okay, our hair doesn't just fall pin straight, so it's naturally gonna have frizz. And there is no magic product in the world or technique or amount of product or time or whatever that you can do to eliminate all of your frizz, right? You're always going to have a little bit of frizz. Curly and wavy hair is supposed to be frizzy, and so you should not be trying to have a frizz-free style. That shouldn't be your goal. You can have a goal to reduce frizz. That's realistic, but you're gonna reach a point where you can't get rid of more frizz, and you have to just accept that, okay, this is the normal frizz level of my hair, and move on and deal with other things, okay? You can target other things in your hair. You can forget about the frizz and focus on other areas. Focus on the health of your hair. Focus on giving your hair some more hydration or whatever it is, the other things that you want to target. It is extremely normal for your hair to get frizzier after wash day, after you sleep, if you go outside, if you touch your hair, if there's wind, if you live your life in any way, shape, or form. What keeps our hair from having frizz is water, the moisture, right? So you wash your hair, when you shampoo and condition, that's the biggest moisturizing step of your routine. That's where you're introducing the water, where you're stripping away with the shampoo so that you can then actually get the water to be absorbed in your hair. and then you're sealing it in with your conditioner and products, right? But over time, like as the hours and days pass after that wash, your hair is losing that moisture, so it is naturally going to frizz up. So you wash your hair on Monday, by Wednesday you should expect a decent amount of frizz, okay? And just throwing some water and product on it is not really going to solve that problem. You need to start from scratch, okay? Wash and start over, and that will reduce your frizz again. But remember, you're starting from here and you're gonna go up, frizz, and then wash your hair, and then frizz like that. That's the normal progression of frizz and textured hair. So the point is, you basically need to stop making eliminating frizz your ultimate goal. We need to realize, or people, you need to realize that frizz is normal. It's gonna happen. And the media or the images we see online, the people we see on TV who look like their hair is frizz-free, highly edited. That is highly edited stuff, okay? And a camera doesn't capture in real life. How many times you look at a picture of yourself or anything and you're like, that really doesn't do it justice. Like it doesn't look the same. Like in real life, it looks a little bit different. It's the same thing. Plus, people on TV have had so much stuff done to their hair. They've got extensions and 15 stylists putting 50 products on there. It's just not real. Like it's fake. It's completely fake. So thinking that you can achieve a specific frizz-free style because you've seen it somewhere, it's not real. And that's what you need to realize. Okay, the second thing is an uneven pattern, or just having like different textures, or basically the theme of like unevenness, like differences all around, which again, very normal and very common. There's nobody in the world that has textured hair that has the same exact texture all over, and porosity all over, and curl pattern all over, and density all over, and nothing. Every head of hair is so unique, and it's normal to have a variety of everything. Curl patterns, density, volume, like it's normal, okay? And usually it's not as obvious to other people as it is to yourself. You're fussing with your hair every day, right? You're looking in the mirror every day. You're like really like focusing on these little things that, like I said earlier, people are not noticing this stuff. So you may be fussing and stressing about this one section right here that's like just not cooperating, but nobody else sees that. And how important is it really, right? When 90% of your hair is fine and you've got a little 10% that's not cooperating, who cares? Normal. So normal. We need to stop focusing on these little things that don't really matter when it comes to our hair. If you have a bunch of different curl patterns, which is normal, areas with density, so on and so forth, that's just the way your hair is, and there's really not much you can do to change it. So you're going to have to figure out how to accept it and work with it. If it's a difference in patterns, you may just need to adjust your product a little bit to get maybe just a little more cooperation. But you're not gonna have, like, if you've got maybe your top layer is like wavy and your under layer is curly, those two are probably never gonna match up. That's just the way the hair grows out of your head, and there's nothing you can do about it. So again, it's this unrealistic ideal, trying to attain something that you physically can't. You're never gonna get there. So you're always going to be unhappy about that specific thing about your hair. You're never gonna progress, okay? That focusing on that one thing could keep you from figuring out other things about your hair that maybe you would like, different styles, different haircuts, maybe how healthy it is, the shininess, other things that your hair maybe is good at. I don't know how else to put it, because you're focusing on like this one thing that you want to fix that doesn't need to be fixing, because it can't be fixed. Now, the other thing that's kind of related to this is a lot of people will tell me that their hair, it's kind of like reading between the lines. They're basically unhappy with their hair not being as curly as they want it to be. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in this video. But the whole point of this is that it is normal for your hair not to be the same all over. So accept it and move on. I'm gonna get into 2 more points, but before that, let's touch back a little bit on how having unrealistic expectations sets us up to fail, right? That's the whole theme of this video. We have these expectations and we wanna reach these specific ideals and goals, but we can't ever, so we're never gonna be happy. This leads to us spending time on things that don't matter. We're wasting time and money on products and styling techniques and researching things and doing more, ultimately it's a waste of time. It's a futile attempt, right? It's things that can't be changed. So just remember that the images you see out there of curly hair are not real, right? Look at curly hair in the wild. Look at curly hair in real life. That's what hair is supposed to look like, and that's gonna give you the reality check that you need. Let's talk about longevity. That's the third thing people complain about the most. Their hair doesn't last, or their style, or their definition, or whatever one aspect of their style just doesn't last as long as they want it to. Digging deep with these people, it's always that they want their style to do something, their hair to do something that it can't do, right? If you've got, for example, fine hair is so fragile and easily disturbed. That type of hair is never going to look the same that it does when you're done washing and styling. 10 hours later, 24 hours later, 48 hours, it's just a continuous like degradation of the style. That's just a feature of fine hair. There's nothing you can do about that. That hair type is gonna have to wash their hair more often because it's going to fall apart so quickly, right? And it's normal for your hair to get ruined when you sleep on it. You can do sleep protection and you can like extend it, but it's not gonna look the same. You're still gonna get some frizz the next day. You're still gonna have some looser sections. You're gonna lose definition. It's gonna stretch out. It's less shine. That's normal. That's to be expected. It's better than not doing any sleep protection, where you would wake up and it's like, it would be in worse shape than it is, basically is what I'm saying. It's unrealistic to expect that you would get through a high intensity workout where you're sweating and, you know, within 30 minutes of finishing your workout, your hair looks the same way it did before. No, most people, when they work out like that, they have to wash their hair, even if it's straight. Wash your hair after. Or you do a refresh, but you got to understand that at that point, you're salvaging your hair. You're trying to extend, you know, something that is not in its original condition anymore. It's this expectation that we style our hair, and the way it looks at that point is how it's supposed to look for the next 3 to 4 days. No, your hair looks like that for the next couple of hours, maybe a day. Some people will have improvement on day 2. Lucky people. I'm not one of those. Most people will it will look worse on the second day, and then the third day, and then the fourth day, so on and so forth. Some people can go 5 or 6 days between washing. Some people can only go 1 or 2 days between washing. It really depends on your texture, your density, the products you're using, and your climate. If you're in a hot, humid place, your hairstyle is not gonna last. It just isn't. You're gonna have to wash more, you're gonna have to use more products. It is gonna take a little more time than somebody who is in a drier, more comfortable climate where their hair is not being ruined by the elements. So, you know, think about all these other aspects of it. Like, there's so many different reasons that your hairstyle is not gonna last. And it's not unique to curly hair. It's just, we're used to people who come in from maybe straightening their hair before and they're trying to wear it natural. You're used to a sense of control over your hair, right? You do these chemical treatments and it looks a certain way, and you can expect it to look like that all the time. But that's not natural, right? That took work and that took money too. That's not normal. Even for people who have naturally straight hair, they will still use a hair iron or a hair dryer or, you know, different products to get more out of their hair. Like, it's not unique to curly hair. And so expecting your hair to look the same for several days is just unrealistic. That's not a thing. Anybody who says that that's possible is lying. They just are. So expect that your hair will fluff up, frizz, dry out, get less shiny, lose definition, and elongate. All of those things will happen as you get farther and farther away from your last wash day. That's just the name of the game. Okay, the last one I want to talk about is not specifically a complaint. It's something that a lot of people do that I see tied into this, and it is idolizing a specific hairstyle or curl type, or trying to attain a very specific curl pattern or style. And the reason that this is a mistake and problematic is because a lot of times people are idolizing something that is not compatible with their hair type. So let's say, for example, you have wavy hair and your hair is really coarse and it's high density, right? So let's say you see a picture of somebody with type 3B curly hair, right? You got those nice spirals coming out, it's shiny, it's big, it looks weightless. Your hair type will never look like that. It's just not possible. It's nice to look at other people and be like, that's beautiful, gorgeous hair. I'm not telling you not to like or love or, you know, try to make your hair look better. No. But you have to be realistic with what's the potential of your hair. If you have wavy hair, you shouldn't be looking at pictures of like really tight curls and be like, oh, that's what I want. Because it's just, you know, those are so far away from each other that it's just not gonna happen. If you've got really low density hair, you cannot look at pictures of people with the big hair and say, okay, I wish I had all that volume. Your hair's not gonna have all that volume. You don't have enough hair for that. It's not possible. Like I said, it's fine to admire, but for your own self, I would bring your expectations down to reality and find some inspiration in things that are more realistic and targeted towards your actual hair type right now, okay? The biggest thing I see is people want their hair to be curlier. They want type 3A and 3B curls. Those are the most common ones that people are like, I wish my hair curled like this, like this. And I guess it's the media that has kind of put this out as like the perfect curl pattern. And so that's what everybody tries to attain. But again, it's not realistic. Even for me, I have 2C hair type. I'm very close to 3A, 3B, but I'm not there. And even though I've been doing this for over 10 years, my hair's not changing anymore, right? I used to have like 2B, 2C type hair, and I've improved. 2C, maybe a little bit of 3A, but that's it. That's the potential of my hair. It's not gonna get any curlier. It's not gonna get any more voluminous or bigger. I've got fine hair. It's lower density. I know what my hair is capable of, right? I love big, voluminous, curly hair, but I'm not gonna have that hair. I gotta fall in love with the hair that I have. Okay, so we have to accept ourselves. We have to come to terms with the reality, what we have, and figure out how to work with our hair instead of against it. That's the key. Okay, so therapy session almost over. What's your next step? First, I want you to keep your routine simple and stop focusing on unrealistic expectations. Don't stress about things that you can't control. Work with your hair and not against it. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already, I suggest you sign up for and download my quick start guide to embracing your curls. It's gonna give you a nice framework to follow to get started if you haven't started, or kind of reset and start over if you've fallen off the rails and gone crazy. It's a great place to center yourself and go from there. And if you need help with frizz, which is like almost everybody, then I would suggest you watch this video next. It's called Frizz Tips for Curly Hair, and in it you'll learn the most common causes of frizz and how you can reduce frizz. Just click the video you see on your screen and I'll see you there.